Janeway says her famous words from the pilot, not to mention half the episodes through the last 7 years. Set a course for home. Last thing we see is Voyager heading to Earth with alongside the rest of the fleet. They couldn't come up with something more original. They had to make a reference to the pilot. Whatever. Well, I give this episode a 7 out of 10. It was a great Voyager episode, but it could have been a better finale. And I'll tell you why. I know there are a lot of people who think Voyager was the worst series in the history of Star Trek. Well, I started with it. It's my favorite, so fuck you. But I'll start with what I didn't like. What I didn't like was the whole first half of the episode. The first, God, I don't know, 30 minutes was pointless. After Janeway went back in time, the whole thing changed. There, so it basically it meant nothing. I admit it was cool to see what happens to everybody and to see some of them older, but it wasn't necessary for half the fucking episode. And I know Brandon Braga and all the other Voyager main producers and writers were involved in this. And I think it showed that they could do more than just a standalone series finale like they did with I don't know, TNG. They connected it with the rest of other episodes in the season. But come on. Might as well skip the first half of the episode and just start where Janeway beams aboard Voyager. Another problem I had was Admiral Janeway mentioned that Voyager was a museum on the grounds of the Presidio in San Francisco. And on our clear morning, you can see Alcatraz from the ready room window. How the fuck is that possible unless the ship's almost completely underwater? Sitting on land, they would Voyager would be well above sea level and above probably half the buildings in San Francisco. How the hell would you be able to see Alcatraz from the fucking ready room window? Maybe like a window on deck 15, but not the fucking deck 1 ready room. That was complete bullshit. Before I move on, I think I need some help from an old friend. Excuse me a minute. Much better. I can tell I'm going to need more. So, what I also didn't like was there were too many of those stupid CG scenes between Admiral Janeway and Catherine Janeway. It was, like I said, they just wanted to, show off how much money they had for the episode. It was kind of ridiculous. Seeing Admiral Janeway, I don't know, talk to Seven, or working with Chakotay and Tuvok on the bridge, that was kind of cool. But those scenes with both Janeways, that was pointless. I mean, what would have happened if they would have had to touch each other? That would have been another $1,000 just, to grab them on the shoulder or something. They just wanted to show how much money they had. But, okay, now I'm going to go with the things I did like. Like I said before, I liked how they connected with other episodes in the season. Most Most episodes, it's by the end of the episode, everything's back to normal. The ship's completely repaired, and nothing's changed. No one's changed. Nothing like that. But this one, in about halfway through the season, I think it was, Seven's cortical node shut down because she was, experiencing too many emotions, and the doctor was could perform surgery to, correct the problem, but she didn't want to do it. But in the finale, she does it, and then she immediately gets into a relationship with Chakotay, which is cool. Hell, is there any guy out there who wouldn't want to be in a relationship with either Seven of Nine or Jerry Ryan? Hell no. But I liked how we see the doctor getting married, and from what I could tell, head of Starfleet Medical or somewhere along those lines. And it was cool seeing Reg being a teacher, considering how much of an antisocial geek he used to be. And I speak from experience with that. Big difference. But what was unnecessary was showing him trying to lie and failing horribly. Yes, we get it. He used to stutter. Now he doesn't. Whatever. Move on. I mean, Barkley dates all the way back to Next Generation. So, I think it was overall it was a good episode, but it could have been better. I liked that it surprises you at the end. It took me quite a while to figure out after seeing that episode how Voyager got home. It just didn't occur to me that they were inside the sphere. I was just walking through school one day, and I was like, "Wait a second." This was after. It was at the time I was playing Voyager Elite Force, the game. Actually, I'm sorry, Elite Force 2. And we see what happened. And it made sense. So, it's a good episode. But if you haven't watched it yet, I suggest skipping most of the part 1. It's pretty pointless. There's not even that many jokes. It's just nostalgic. Hope you enjoyed my review. If you're still listening, you probably have nothing better to do. Enjoy. I have some other videos up. Comment if you like. Have a good one. Kaplach!